Well, welcome back to the Awakening Potential Show, where we delve into stories, tools, and strategies to unlock your extraordinary self. I'm here as your host, Karen Rudolf, here to support you in stepping boldly into your sassy confidence, your classy wisdom, and your badassy boldness. This show is your gateway to create ripples of transformation in life, in your work, in your relationships, and in the world. So let's awaken your potential and spark the magic within. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce someone who actually we were in a book together called The Essence of a Woman. And I'm thrilled to have with me today somebody who embodies the journey in her own unique way. Our guest, Dr. Niti Solomon, is a double certified medical doctor who overcame chronic disease herself. And Dr. Niti became an expert in lifestyle holistic medicine, designed the AWE program, I love that, which has assisted in a lot of families. We'll talk more about that in a bit. And she's got her new book coming out, Naked Health, and that's going to be on Amazon, I believe, available on Amazon this coming Saturday, I believe. So we'll talk about a little about that. But I did want to welcome you, Dr. Niti, and welcome to our community here at Awakening Potential.
Thank you, Karen. Appreciate you having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm really curious, before all the doctoring happened and holistic and all that, what was your, just a little snippet about your story? Because awakening potential is, creating the extraordinary from the ordinary, right? We all have to get the courage or create the courage within ourselves to step into something bigger than ourselves. What was yours? Like, what got you on the path?
Because of my own journey, and again, I didn't expect Evan to write any books at all, or even to be here in this country. I'm originally from Thailand, but after I was doing the fellowship in GI nutrition at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
And I think we were just so busy and we eat a lot of not healthy food because of the crackers that I was just eating just to survive. I got a lot of this allergies problem. I couldn't breathe outside of my nose. I have this reflux. And so it's go on for years. I was taking several pills for all ills, and it didn't solve the problem, right? Just suppressed some symptoms, 70, 80%. And then I went to a holistic clinic and they have this lecture about, taking this supplement and avoiding these foods. And I was just curious. I was like, what is this? Like, I just curious. I didn't connect the dot. That has anything to do with my symptoms at all. So, but I was like, I'm going to do it just out of curiosity. I like to learn new things. So I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Within 3 days, I woke up and I had no symptoms, like zero. I used to have like congestion. I have to take Sudafed on top of everything else that I was taking, the allergies pills. And so I was a believer. I was like, oh my God, it's the food that I ate that caused this. So because when I eliminate them, I had no symptoms. It's not a coincidence. I know that. And so I'm determined I'm in on the path. So I took a study of the holistic medicine the next year with the ABIHM, American Board of Integrative Holistic Medicine, took the board, took the study, took the board, and passed the board. And 2009, I was certified as integrative holistic medicine with ABIHM, which now they merge with AIHM. Yeah, that organization no longer exists. And yeah, so right now, so since then, I've been on the path with this healing journey. I also was already an energy healer before that. So I'm always feel like, there's a better way than just prescribing people pills. But I just didn't know quite where or, how do I fit this into the practice and all that. But it comes together. I feel like I have a gift to be able to assist people. And I saw a lot of like dramatic result like pretty quickly in my practice and stuff. So then I came up with this program called Awesome Program because of the kid was crying and having a lot of agony with his weight,
Yeah.
and it was like a divine intervention, and then I saw result after result, and that's why I decided to write my first book, Project Love. Yeah, and here is my second solo book.
Yeah, before we get into all of that, I just want to like backtrack a little bit because you got so much going on there, which is awesome. I'm a former nurse as well. Well, once a nurse, always a nurse, right? But I so believed in the holistic journey as well. And as you know, I am on a holistic path and bring that to clients as well. And not to the degree that you are, and thank you for doing what you're doing and picking up for the rest of us who are doing other things. But um, what was it? Because I know studying Western medicine, there's a difference obviously between Western medicine and Eastern medicine, and not there's a time and place for Western for sure. But what was it that you saw perhaps as a missing that had you start looking towards the holistic? Because for our listening audience who doesn't know anything about medicine, right? Or what to do that will serve them going forward, what was your journey and what would you suggest for them?
Well, I would say the basic of our being, right? We are
Yeah,
human being, not
sorry.
human doing. And then we are human being as we have the side of us that the mind, body, spiritual side. We're not robot, you know. And
Yeah,
even robot have their own consciousness too. Everything have consciousness, right? And we are energetic being. And a lot of time people, we don't realize that. That's what we are. We are energy being, which you can tell by, for example, if someone upset and you walk into the room, you can feel that energy is palpable, you know. So I feel like Western medicine definitely have a good place, you know,
yeah,
but we have to integrate everything in again, because we're not cut and dry just the body, and
exactly.
our mental health, our mind, our spiritual side have a impact, on our health and well-being. That's why in the Essence of a Woman, the book that we're in together,
Yeah,
Jody, have 6 pillars, right? There's several aspects to our being and to our living a life.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So what was it like, what was that spark for you that had what obviously you had something going on with your GI. Was that the spark that shifted you to look towards the holistic? I mean, obviously you've been geared into that Western medicine consciousness for a while elsewhere. What had you shift?
Well, again, I had some nagging feeling before that it just, I didn't enjoy practice like this. That like, okay, here's the next prescription. I
Right,
know it's not complete. There's something missing.
right,
That people didn't heal very well, or not quickly, or sometimes not very well, not at all.
right,
And it was daunting that like I was like, oh my God, something is missing. And until when I hit with my own problems, and then I found like, oh my God, this is the missing link, that the things that we put in our body and how we live our life, all these aspects and environmental factors, and especially after learning more about epigenetics, that the environment is 70-80%, and your
right.
genes only 20-30%. It's been well
Exactly.
studied.
Yeah.
So that's powerful, right? So information that came from Western medicine, the epigenetics, and that tell us that there are a lot of tons of other factors than just what were you born with or born into. So that gave me a big push to like, okay, you got to really integrate everything else, and this is not the best how you serve your patient, because I want to be a better doctor, and I was a different doctor from that day when I woke up, and I didn't have the congestion because I went to Evan surgery, and I was like, oh my God, I felt kind of not smart, that like, wow, I didn't know
Mhm.
any of these, and I want to be a better person to serve, in the capacity that I do.
Yeah, and you do for sure. Clear. Yeah, one of the things that I found for myself, Dr. Nidhi, was um, I really had to step into self-love before I was able to really see what is possible. You know, it wasn't so much outside of myself. It was first the healing began within, and that's my platform where I come from. And I've got to imagine that you're now taking your clients on that journey as well, because it is part of a holistic
Yes.
journey for the
A big
the
piece,
outcome.
actually. I had several depressed people, depressed teens,
Right.
and I was a depressed teen, so I understood them. And also during that time, I didn't mention I went through also midlife crisis with the divorce and everything. So it
Okay.
was a very painful time for me, and a lot of healing and ongoing journey of self-love. Yes, definitely setting boundaries, self-love, self-care. All the inner aspect of ourself, from you're going to heal from inside out. That's how it works. So, and then I learned different tools from also functional medicine, about journaling, about, how to adjust the lifestyle. And I'm also a meditator, that's been almost 3 decades now and still
Yeah,
learning. And so all these aspects that I also learned from even before those period come in together.
absolutely.
And I teach my patient to do, like the mindfulness piece, the meditation, the breath work,
Yeah.
the journaling, gratitude journal. That I have gratitude journal handout from functional medicine. Thank you very much, functional medicine. So,
Yeah,
uh, so
exactly.
I took a lot of courses. I took a lot of courses like through the years, and even the Autism Research Institute, ARI, for the autistic patients that I deal with, and I had good success when I was in Salem, Oregon. All my autistic patients from nonverbal were talking.
Wow. So I'm curious about that, if I may, because I just met somebody recently who has a young child. I don't want to put anybody who's listening on the spot. That is related to GI. Is that my belief is a lot of it is the GI and what they were given as a child, well, what they were born in utero with, first and foremost. Am I on the right track with that? Is it a lot of
Everything starts in the gut, right? But however,
right?
autistic is a systemic disease that affect the brain. It's not a brain disease. And most autistic children, yes, have GI manifestation. And when they biopsy them in the research, you will see that they have inflammation in the gut, right? And you probably heard of leaky guts and all these yeah, and probably fortunately, I did the GI fellowship and I was board certified in that, but did not continue on that path because I was following my ex and I did not practice that fully. But however, it came in handy that the gut is the first line of defense, right? Whatever it's the one cell layer that between you and the outside environment. And so you have to be really pay attention to your gut health. And that's the start. And that's why Hippocrates say death begin in the gut, so, and,
Absolutely.
it's true. And taking care of gut health will help your overall the whole body health, of course, because and we eat, right, at least 3 meals a day, plus snacks, plus this and that, drink, and so yeah, so that's a big part of how we maintain our lifestyle. But yes, the gut health is a big piece in the autistic children. And so I told them to eat less of this, eat more of this, and took some supplement, vitamin D, fish oil, probiotics, and educate them about the pesticides, about the GMOs, and yeah, and then I saw a result that I didn't know what to expect. I just know this is a principle that worked for me, for my body, and
Right.
what I learned, and it worked for them too. Even sea salt bath from energy healing, we use sea salt to eliminate negative energy, and it worked for them too. It helped them.
Love that. I love it because I know people here I live in Sarasota, Florida, and I know people here who have adult autistic. They're like children, they're like 2 5-year-olds. And it's like what's next for them. But that's another conversation. I was just curious because I just had this conversation recently with somebody, and But let's take a quick pause. And for our listening audience, if you're loving this conversation, if something resonates, pause and reflect, write something down and DM me for with your biggest takeaway and share this episode with someone else who needs to hear it, right? Let's keep the ripple effect going. Dr. Niti, I know you have a gift for our listeners, 7 steps to create a lifetime of health and well-being. You want to give us just a brief little what that is? All of your information and the gift will be in the show notes. So any of the listening audience would like more of that, it will be there for them.
So this is the foundation of the Awesome program. I designed this based on everything I know. So when this boy was crying and like I was like the old stuff didn't work. So I came up with this. A is for activities. So activities, how, because I was like, what's the most important thing like that is you can help him with? Okay, so activities, we need to be active. To be inactive, that's detrimental to our health, right? And you're gonna decide how many minutes you want to do. You be the big boss. You the big CEO of your company. This very complex health system here, your body, and then W is water. The amount of water you drink depend on your body weight. Average about 8 ounces, 8 to 10 glasses a day. Extra if you're sweating with the hot day or exercises. And then E, energy. Energy in is your intake of, for the ladies, I would call it gem veggies, like the green would be emerald, the red would be ruby. So it get you excited, instead of like, oh, veggie, like and make it, the vegetable can be fun and delicious and vibrant. It's not have to be bland and boring. Okay, it's depend on how you prepare them. And then energy out, probably the most important piece is the emotions, how we feel affect how we act, right? It affect our well-being big time. So that's the main component. And then there's more with the S, sleep, stress management, or optimism, me, self-care, right? Self-care, self-love. Yeah, that's the brief gist of it.
Beautiful. Or before we part, I love to call them pearls of wisdom, right? Everybody has wisdom to impart on others. So for our listening audience, what's the one thing that you learned on your journey that you want to give a little pearl of wisdom and leave for the listening audience that might awaken their potential and give them hope and inspiration to take on for themselves?
Now, I would give a quote that I put in Essence of Woman that came to me, that spirits always seek joys and ways to express love. So that's why we do what we do. If you go back to deep down inside of yourself, why you do what you do. And the Japanese have the similar, ikigai, like what's your purpose? And that will put you on the right track of where you're supposed to be in life.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you have an upcoming book. It will be out. I'm sure it is out by the time this gets heard.
On Amazon now, is live now.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me
Amazon.
put it in
Okay, yeah.
first.
So Naked Health,
Make it
just
help.
briefly, in the few moments that we have, just briefly, give us a little idea about what Naked Health is about. And I will put the link to the Amazon link into your show notes as well. So this way people will have opportunity to grab it. And please do.
And we have also I call playbook, the companion book that come with it. So you can, get more really into it in term of practice, because I want people to be able to translate from theory to practicality. I'm a practical person. A lot of times you read a lot of things and then it didn't translate into real life result. I want you to see the result, and it's usually pretty quick. And it's about stripping down barriers. That's why I call it naked health, because people heard so many things, and rumor, there's hypes and vibe. So people get confused. And I feel like, it get to the core, or to be real, authentic you, to realize your power. to be true to your power so that you can manifest what you want and I'm clearing some of this confusion with the clarity, have clarity so that you can be your best, healthy, authentic you. That's why it's called naked health. We're stripping down these barriers that not good for you or in the way.
I love the title too. So thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Niti Solomon, thank you so much for taking the time. And I know you have patients waiting. Thank you for sharing your wisdom on the journey with us today. And your story is so powerful. It's a reminder that transformation happens when we lean into our sassy, classy, and badassy selves.
I love your sassy side. Thank you so much. And thank you for doing what you do to share the message.
Oh, thank you. And to our listening audience, remember the bridge from ordinary to extraordinary is built with small steps of change and big leaps of faith. So you are more powerful than you realize. So keep showing up, keep stepping forward and awaken your potential. And if today's episode sparked something within you, let's take it deeper. DM me with the word awaken and visit www.tranquilsolutions.com to book your clarity call and explore what's next in your journey. Till then, make it an amazing day. Bye for now.